And we are live. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching me from. I hope we're all having a good day. It is so good to be here tonight. I just need to plug my laptop. I just realized that my battery is a bit low. Just give me a second. Okay, great. Audio is fantastic. So, welcome again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is such a beautiful delight to be here again for day 5. We have been so consistent. I am so proud of every one of us, all those that are doing all of the work that is needed. Super proud. Everybody submitting their assignments. Well done, well done, well done. And so we'll just kick right off. So, as the tag says, the video title, we're speaking about navigate and network navigation, building relationships that create opportunities. Super glad that you all have joined me today to learn how to position ourselves for the job opportunities that we desire. It is very imperative that we follow the instructions, apply them, do the work, and then land that role. I will be my biggest joy to hear feedback to say, hey, I applied, I followed the tips, I applied, and I'm here. So please, when you apply and you get the role, feel free to share your testimonies, well, your feedback, the results. It will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much again for joining, and let's just kick right off. So, welcome to Career Catalyst Week, day 5. Now, let's take a pause and let's reflect. You know your worth now, you studied the market, you can craft the winning application, and you've sharpened your interview skills. But there's still one more thing you need to do. If you master to this skill, you may never have to cold apply for any job again. Yes, I said it. This today's class is basically talking about networking. And yes, I know many people when they hear the word networking, it feels like walking to a crowded cocktail party or going to a birthday party, holding that awkward smile, hoping that somebody important notices you, you want to run away quickly, all the introverted extroverts, you know what I mean? Well, networking is not about being fake. Far from it. It's the least of it. Networking is not about being fake. It's about using people. Sorry, it's not about using people. That's what I meant to say. That's manipulation, right? Real networking is about building authentic relationships where everyone wins. I think I need to move this a bit. Sorry. Just so that I can, you know. Okay. All right. I was reading something and I came across a thought leader's quote, and here's what this person said. I want to read off of my notes. Your network isn't your net worth. Your network is your opportunity radar. The best professionals don't chase opportunities. Opportunities find them through the relationships they've built. That's what we are building today. Your opportunity reader. So I got that inspiration and I thought to come up with this session to sort of enlighten us on, you know, the opportunity reader within our network and how to use it. So, the networking mindset shift. How do you define networking? Networking is the intentional act. Listen again. Networking is the intentional act of building and maintaining professional relationships that create value for both parties over time. Therefore, you have a relationship, you want to network with me. You bring value, I give you value. That is what network is, value exchange. It's not manipulation, it's not people pleasing, it's not people using. It is mutual value exchange. Now let's look at two mindsets. The old transactional mindset, and I'm sorry to say this, a lot of us have that mindset. And then we have the new relational mindset, which is where we are going to now in our mindset. So let's kick off. For the old traditional mindset, you go to network with this question: what can you do for me? What will you give me? How can you help me? You collect as many contacts as possible, like you are trading. You collect, you collect, you collect, you collect. That's all you're doing. That's how this mindset works. You focus only on senior people because you believe that it is that cadre of individuals that can help you. You believe that the people at the bottom of the hierarchy are not going to add anything to you. So you dump, ignore, look at them less than they are, and you target only those at the top. For example, we went to a conference where somebody pushes their card into your hand even before asking their name. They don't even want to build any kind of rapport. They just say, "Hi, here's my card. I sell this. I buy. I'm looking to transition into this world. Can you help me?" It's so salesy. It's crass. There's no form of decorum. It's just, and I always say to myself, if someone does this to you, how would it make you feel? Even if you want to put yourself out there, you can do it in a more honorable way. You see what I mean? Now, the relational mindset is, how can we help each other? So, for example, you you are a HR professional. You're just starting out your consulting business, right? Or you're a pharmacist and you're about to start up your own pharmacy, and you want to build a relationship with a HR person, right? You want to network. You see the HR person, you ask them, "Hey, do you have kids? Do you have, like," you're having a conversation, and then you get to the point where you're asking, "Oh, do you have kids?" And the person tell you they have three kids, and you're like, "Okay, oh, I'm a pharmacist. I own a pharmacy. Are you looking for quality drugs? I sell really, you know." You see that the pharmacist needs to build a relationship with the HR person in case they want to hire pharmacist or an office admin or something, right? But they're not going to the HR person to say, do you hire? I want I want to get your contact. Can we exchange cards? It's just, please, I'm trying to do this and I need help. It's like, why? Like, why do you have to do it that way? That's my question. Why do you have to say it in a way that looks like you are buying something off of the market shelf? Why don't you try to build a relationship where the conversation leads to the thing that you do without you forcing it? Sorry, I'm just checking. I need to just quickly check. Okay. So why are you having it that way? Right? The relational mindset is, how can we help each other? Right? Build fewer but deeper relationships. So you're not amassing complimentary cards. You are not in everybody's face where they are almost not interested in what you have to offer, but you are maintaining cordial conversations. You are maintaining regular touch points. I would go deeply into what the touch points are, even when you don't need anything, right? You are valuing what the person is doing. You see it as important. You you value not just your peers. You value those that are junior, and you also value those that are senior. So it's like a whole package, a complete package. Let me share a story. Chimamanda, the famous Nigerian American writer. She often says that her first publishing work came from not chasing big New York editors, but from peers who later became influential. Imagine if she ignored all those peers in that day, where would she be? So let me bring it home. Some of us we want to get into oil and gas, for example. So if you are in any other industry, if any other industries do having an event, you will not attend because in your mind you feel like it's just the oil and gas that is your target audience, right? Those are the only kinds of people you want to build a relationship with. So if the opportunity comes for you to go to like a fintech conference, you are not interested because in your mind you want to collect with only the oil and gas big boys and big girls. But we can see that if you do take a chance and maybe go for that fintech um event, chances are you might meet somebody that knows somebody that probably works in the oil and gas industry. Do you see what I mean? So when we are when we are networking, we need to let go of that transactional mindset and come into the relational mindset where you are using the different touch points. You are maintaining those touch points with your network. You are conversing in a cordial way. You are reducing your ask of give me, give me, give me, but instead you're saying here is value, here is value. All right. So what are touch points? The regular touch points. So, for example, you meet somebody in a conference, right? That's just one of the popular ways where we sort of interact and find people within our industry and all of the things. So when you meet them, you probably exchange complimentary cards, right? On that complimentary card, there's a phone number, there's an email, there'll probably be their LinkedIn, or they will add like their social media if they choose to X, Instagram, or LinkedIn, depending on what they feel most comfortable with. Now, if they do so, if they do add you, give you their card, the Instagram is a touch point, LinkedIn is a touch point, phone number is a touch point, email is a touch point. So, what do you do? When I spoke about the relational mindset, where we say maintain regular touch points, what I mean is when you get that card, when you get back home, send either a text message, follow them on Instagram, connect on LinkedIn, connect on X. Now, when you do that, you follow up with like a text message. When you do that, you have registered yourself in that person's mind. They know you are keeping abreast with the new things they are doing, all the work that they do, because you now follow them on different social media platforms. And then put it, schedule this thing in your um, calendar, reach out and connect with my network. You have to send at least, even if it's an email, a monthly email just to check in. Hello, we met at XYZ conference. You gave me your card. I love all the things you have written on XYZ topic on your LinkedIn. It has helped me. Oh, I saw this book and I think I'll recommend it. Here's the link. I found the PDF. That is how you build quality network. You're not asking for anything. You're checking in, you're uploading what the work they've done, and you're sharing resources. Networking is not just upward. What do I mean? You don't just network up, senior manager, director, head, people head, what hi, CFO, CEO. Because when you do that, it's almost like you're saying that you don't have even any value to give to someone either on your peer level or someone that's sort of junior. So, for fresh graduates, it is important that you have fresh perspective. You are digitally sound and fluent. You come with your energy when you're connecting with these people. So, for example, if this person give like a TED talk, right? When you're emailing them, the monthly email I just spoke about, you're bringing your energy. Don't drop it and be all formal and be like, dear, and I don't mean that you should be rude, But there's a way that you can bring your full self in, like you can be fun in that, bring your personality into that messaging, and it will be brilliant. For mid career pros, when you're having those connection to touch points, when you are um, trying to build rapport, right? One of the things you can do is industry wisdom. Bring that, templates from past problems that you have solved, offer it as value, and then consider mentoring juniors. That's another way you're building your network. Consider mentoring juniors. Because, I tell people, never look down on anybody. Even the security guard within an organization is very important, is powerful. So the thing where we go to a place, we want to apply for a job, we're rude to everybody, the cleaner, the security, everybody is just crassness. That is unacceptable. You are kind, you are vocal, you are in your the way you speak to people, you do it with kindness. It is very, very important. Now, there's this story that I stumbled upon. There was this guy, he was in university studying computer engineering. Is it computer engineering or computer science? One of the two. But every time he was in uni, he would always come to Lagos and attend different conferences. When he comes, he had his complimentary card. He made a complimentary card as being a student of a university, stating that he's a student, all the things like the university, everything he created that, like that he's a student and all of the things. So he would always go for those events. He would hand out his cards, he would collect people's cards, he would just follow up, check in. So you see, when graduates tell me, I don't have a job, again, I know what you mean, right? I'm holding space with you. I understand that the system within Nigeria, depending on the university you go to or within Africa, doesn't really allow for you fresh graduates to sort of build their network. But that is where being intentional comes in, right? You have to intentionally build the career that you want. You cannot always wait for the university to take a first step, or wait for your parents, or wait for your church or your mosque or your institutions of socialization to initiate a networking activity before you go. As soon as you moved into 100 level, first year in any university, you should be attending industry events that relate to what you study. Take that. So back to my story. So this guy, this young man, was always going for this conference. When he goes, now he's young, he has a lot of time. So usually, sometimes he will tell them, "Hey, is there any project you're working on that I can be of help?" So he was always working on those kinds of projects, and because he was always going, he built like this. I would call it small network of professionals that knew him, right? And whenever he would test tools, he will send it to these guys working in all these organizations that he goes for their events, tell them to please check test it out and all of the things. Within 2 years, one of those casual, I think he was about rounding off, preparing to go for his National Youth Service Corps in Nigeria. He was about to go for that when one of his connections referred him to Andela. And that was how he finished NYC, started serving with Andela, and then he took off. Sorry, not serving. Finished NYC and joined Andela. Now, in networking, you have to understand the culture. Cultural context, talk context is very important. That is, I'll call that cultural intelligence in networking. You need to understand the culture of the people you're speaking to. For example, you are trying to connect with people from Asia one on one. They come for, let's say, they come for trade fairs or something. You did not go and do any kind of understudy on how, depending on the cultures you might meet when you get to the trade fair or to that fair or to that tech exhibition. You don't even want to study how to respond, how to speak, how to hand cards, all the things. You just go there and you're like, I'm here. I need a job. I really need a job. That's all you're saying. I want a job. Can you help me with a job? Job, 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 job. Like, that's not how that don't go about it that way. Build relationship first, especially if you're in Nigeria, because we value Africans value relationship. It's important to us. So be relational, right? Try to also build connections through your family, personal bonds, really friends, friends of friends, family friends, those kinds of things. You hear somebody's working, your auntie knows somebody that's working in the sector that you're interested in. Try to know them. Try to have like a conversation with them time to time. Oh, I have this assignment. What do you think about it? Just open the door, right? Now, to thrive globally, right, you need to know what cultural intelligence is to the international market. And for the international market, most times is valued as important to them. What do you bring to the table? Is merit focused. Sometimes, you know, caveat, then you need to understand professional boundaries. So the way you will email a bunch of Nigerian executives will be absolutely different from the way you would um, connect and email people outside of Africa or whatnot. Because some people don't like you to email them as much because they're like, look, don't email me that much. Send me the first one and that's it. It's fine. I know you like my post and keep it at that. Understand boundaries. Someone that likes to have conversations, you will know the emails they would exchange, right? Now, um, to thrive globally, especially when you're building connections, lead with value, genuine connections, that's the relationships I spoke about, respect hierarchy, but also when you are going to them, don't think. You remember how yesterday we spoke about don't put yourself down, even on the first day. Don't see yourself less just because you're talking with a CEO, a founder, and a C-suite leader doesn't mean you put yourself to the like dirt. Speak with confidence. Speak like they are your colleague. Because when you speak like that, if your confidence, you exude a lot of confidence, and that gives them confidence in even speaking to you. But when you go there, your head is bowed, your shoulders are slouched, you're talking like you want them to have mercy and pity you. It's just really sad, right? All right. For example, I read something where someone wrote about our former finance minister who's currently working with the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I think they wrote about how she built credibility using this value first approach and how she maintained cultural touch points, and personal connection styles in Nigeria. You can see how Dr. Noy is always wearing her native attire. That's cultural connection. She's trying to tell you, like, look, I'm this big boss lady, but my roots is Nigeria, that fluency for her to be able to navigate through different ethnicities and nations is something that's been valuable to her. So I hope that we can learn a thing from that. So, building your strategic networking system, network mapping exercise. Now, imagine your network as three circles: one, two, three. There's the inner circle, it should be between 5 to 10 people. They are your go to career allies. You remember I told you all to have a journal. So now bring out that journal. I hope you've been journaling and writing things of value. So in your network mapping exercise, the inner circle targets inner circle 5 to 10 people. Put them in that box, their names. If you don't have them, you need to find them. Here you can say, okay, career allies, they are on your side, they are rooting for you, they believe in you. Then the active network will be 25 to 50 people. These people are probably your ex-colleagues, ex-classmates, collaborators, industry contacts, people you've met. Again, this is not a solid benchmark. You can go above these numbers. I'm just saying for those that are starting out in intentional networking, these are the parameters. Then for your broader network, right, we're talking 100, 500, 100 to 500 plus people. Here we're talking your LinkedIn contacts, your event contacts, and all whatnot, right? So take a few minutes, write down 5 names in your inner circle, right? Your inner circle of contacts. And then, do you have gaps? When last did you reach out to them? Can you do them an email? All those kinds of things. For example, if you don't have mentors in your industry, can those inner circle, can you find one that can be a mentor? And again, you don't need to go and email them and say, "Oh, please, can you be my mentor?" You can be a mentor from afar. If they've written books, read them. If they've been on any interview, listen. If they've written any article or any kind of content, consume it. That they are mentoring you. Don't wait for them to call you, check in on you, have one-on-ones. That might be a bit tough, right? So also connect with your peers. How many peer-to-peer mentorship do you have? Because mentorship does not have to be top bottom. It can be peer-to-peer. There can be a peer of yours that you know that is a high flyer on the job that can mentor you. Never look down on that. Okay. Now, content-driven networking strategy. Please, as someone that has received tons and tons of um, LinkedIn connection, I just want to share this because I was like, look, you cannot be connecting to someone to be in your network and all you're saying is hello. You first send hello and wait for them to respond before you send the next email. Absolutely wrong. Send a full message. Don't send hi and expect them to say another hi and then you keep going back and forth. My name is this. I'm reaching out. The person will respond, okay, and then you go back. No, that's not how you network. Also, don't use the cliche LinkedIn, hey, I'd love to connect and learn about opportunities in your company. You're already sounding, you know, do for me, I do for you. Help me, I help. No, that's not what we spoke about at the beginning. We're doing relational. So you can say something like this. Hi. Hi, let's say the person you're reaching out to, his name is Tosan. So you can say, hi Tosan. I read your post about Nigerian fintech regulation. Your point about compliance costs on small firms struck me. I recently researched West African markets and noticed similar patterns. Would you like me to share insights from Ghana and Kenya? You see the value exchange approach? That's how you do it. Notice in this email you're sending, you're not begging, you are not, you're just contributing. So that person sees you already as an asset as opposed to, please, I want to connect with you and I'm looking for job opportunities within your organization. Please desist from that, okay? All right. So the value first approach is something I also want to share. We spoke about the relational where you bring value first. So how do you do that? Read. You see, you cannot want to be a valuable add-on to any organization and you don't want to consider reading, going for courses, improving yourself, subscribing to newsletters that are across your industry. You cannot afford to do that. That's a grievous mistake. You have to read because that's how you bring value. Share reports, articles, industry news. Offer to review someone's pitch deck. If you belong, join communities. Someone is trying to pitch something. Tell them, hey, I can help you take a look. Someone is trying to start a business and they're in your community. Hey, I can support. Let me help you here. Let me help you there. I have 2 hours a day I can give, to support your business. Invite people for events that you know that will be beneficial to them, that they might not be aware of. Do that because that is how you are building credibility. That's how you are offering value as a tool for networking. For example, A Nigerian MBA graduate, right, was able to build US networks by sending emails to her classmates. So when they graduated, you know how after school everybody goes to different parts of the world and all of the things. So what she did was when they were graduating, she was able to collate everyone's emails. She had those emails. Of course, they went to class, they had classes together, so she had everybody's emails. So what she did was she continued to keep um she continued to keep come in contact with her classmates. Now, fast forward few years later on, do you know what happened? Those same classmates had now become different people in different organizations across the world, though not just Nigeria. Please note that. And she was about to start. She was about to build a startup. So she had an idea to say, okay, since I'm building this startup, let me reach out to my colleagues, my ex classmates, and just say, hi, I'm trying this project out. Can you support if you want? Guess what? The entire funding she needed for that project was financed by, I would say, a lot of her classmates, because I don't know the amount of classmates that donated, but she got all of that funding with no single added percentage for when she was going to repay. They didn't ask her for any single percentage. They just told her, use the money, do what you need to do. When you are done, send us our money back. And some people even offered her money without, like, if it works out fine, if it doesn't work out, it's okay. Like, start your business. So, what am I trying to say? It's important that we invest in building our network. That network that we build intentionally will help us in the future, and never look at someone and say, oh, this person is too small, they cannot be my network. No, everybody is important. So, what platforms can you build your networks on? The most popular, we have LinkedIn. Optimize your headline on LinkedIn, post weekly insights if you can, but be a regular user of a LinkedIn, and then comment thoughtfully. Think about what you need to say and say it beautifully. Use Twitter/X, share your quick takes. You can do live tweets if you like. You do when you go for industry events, you can stream it on Twitter and X and all of the things. WhatsApp, you can join your alumni groups, industry communities, but please don't go there and be the nuisance of the group. Okay, all of you that belong to 1,000 things and they tell you forward it to 50,000 people and you just be forwarding to your community group. That's crass. Don't do that. Even if your community allows you to post whatever you like, be the one that's different. Why? You want to be the person that when you post in your group, everybody knows that this person comes with value. So yeah, once they see you a post from you, they are reading it because they know that you don't just comment and say anything and post spams and share links, all kinds of links. And when they just see you, everybody's like, we need to remove this person from this group. Don't be that person. And then in person, attend conferences, tech meetups, alumni dinners, be social. Okay. Now we're going to talk about relationship management because again, don't build connections, right? With the I'll just keep emphasizing this so that anyone listening will just understand that look, network relationships should not be transactional. Let it be value driven. So I want to teach you how you can maintain a system, maintain these connections you have, build the connections if you don't have it, so that you are sort of you can give yourself and say before the end of the year, I've been able to increase engagement with my network from 0% to at least 10-15%. Now, think of networking as farming. What did I say? Think of networking as farming, not hunting. You're not going on LinkedIn or any other platform to hunt down mentors and um, networks. Wrong approach. It is farming because you are intentional. You're going like a seed. You're going to plant seeds. And with seeds, you know that when you plant, if you've ever planted anything before, or nurtured any kind of plant, you know that when you plant a seed, it takes time. You water, you water, and you water. So that water is the value that I was speaking about earlier. You water the relationships, you continue to build it. So, for example, monthly, reach out to 5 close contacts, share value with 10 others, comment on at least 20 posts of the people you follow. You'll be saying, you are this is a lot of work, but you go on your phone, you scroll on end, and those scrolling does not add any value. So why don't you turn your scrolling time now based on what I'm sharing? Instead of just scrolling aimlessly and doing nothing with it, why don't you turn it to a value adding, value sharing opportunity so that people can know your name for something great, listen and read what you write, and you're building your network. Yeah, it's possible. Quarterly, you can send updates. You can host virtual hangouts for your alumni groups. They never host anything. Why don't you just try to host something? After you have data, you scroll, watch movies, they don't add anything to your life, and yet you want a good paying job. Why don't you host something that's fun and people know you? And then opportunity comes in talk, and then you say something like, "Hey, I'm looking for a job." And they're like, "Oh, really? We didn't know. Send me a CV." See, you're welcome. Annually, you can do like a review, attend at least one big event, go for events, go for events online. If you say, okay, oh, I don't want to go for on physical events, I'm shy, I'm this and that, all the things we tell ourselves, it's fine. No sweat. Go for an online event. How do you start a conversation when you have a networking event? Let's say you go for an online event. How do you begin to build the network? Let me teach you. Um, if you want to, so you meet somebody. Let's just say, hello, hi, my name is Stevenson. How you doing? Doing well. Hope you're having a good time at the event. Yes, I'm having a good time. I really enjoyed what the last speaker said. It made a lot of sense. I think I'm going to apply it, in growing my job board. And I'm going to also apply it with a friend of mine who's currently having this XYZ challenge within her business. I'll share what this man just said to her. Great. How are you applying what we're learning? Do you see? You see that's value? You're welcome. If you now want to reconnect, so now say you've now listened to this video and you're like, okay, I need to reconnect with my contacts that I've lost contact with. I need to rekindle the networking um, fire. You can just, here's a reconnecting conversation starter. I was reflecting on our chat at XYZ conference or wherever you found them, or if you don't remember, it's fine. I was reflecting on, you can even go through your conversation history, use that to glean some kind of knowledge. But if you still don't find anything, it's fine. I was reflecting on a post that I saw XYZ place. Here is an update that I think will be beneficial for you. Send it, and that's it. You can also value. So this article thought it might be of help with your current project that you're doing with XYZ. That's value. You can also ask for advice because people like to give advice. I admire how you navigated XYZ situation. Could you share one lesson with me? That is asking for quality advice. So, if you're in the chat watching this, drop in the chat one person you want to reconnect with. If you feel like sharing their name, please drop it in the chat. And then share one valuable thing you would love to share with them. And then you can also, if you choose not to do any of the first two, you can just say, write in the chat box what has been your biggest networking challenge. Now, today, we have learned a lot. Networking is not just chasing opportunities, it's about creating relationships that makes opportunities chase you. So, Map out your 3 circles, your homework. You remember the 3 circles we spoke about? Let me go back to my notes so that I can remind you of the 3 circles. Because I think some people have forgotten the 3 circles. I think the first one was inner circle, the active network, and your broader network. So the inner circle will be your go-to career allies, those that you know that you have access, they reach out, they respond quickly. They're your inner circle, between 5 to 10 people. Write out who those people are. Your active network, that's between 25 to 50 people. Again, you can go over and beyond. It doesn't you don't need to follow these numbers strict, but I think the inner circle you should be strict with it because it shouldn't be more than 10 people. And then the broader network, which will be your LinkedIn connections, build that as well. So I hope that you've been able to take a point or two and you're going to intentionally build relationships and network that impact your job hunting experience. And again, you remember job hunting, networking doesn't always translate into a job. It can translate into something better than a job. It can translate into someone saying, "Hey, I know you're looking for a job, but I have this business. I need someone to supply XYZ. Can you do this?" So it might not always come as a job where you pay the salary monthly. It can also come as a business opportunity. So please and please intentionally invest in building your network. Grow your network intentionally. Put what it takes. Put in the work. Don't just say, I don't have network, I don't know people, when you have all of the tools that are your beck and call. Please don't be lazy about this. It's your career we're talking about, it's your future. We have so many tools that can help you. LinkedIn is the first landing page for anyone trying to build their career. Create a page, take a quality good photo, put it there. Don't take a photo that's a selfie and put it on your LinkedIn. Invest in a headshot. There's AI that can help you turn your photo to a headshot. Let us not continue to do things that are a bit um, unprofessional and expect professional feedback. Okay? Let us continue to tackle resilience. Let us continue to tackle job hunting with resilience. Let us continue to walk with our head up high and turn where we are into the fuel that moves us to the next phase of our careers. I wish us all a fantastic, fantastic week. Enjoy your weekend. Please don't forget to continue to put in the work, apply everything that I've said from day one to day five. Apply, share your growth with the admins, and for those of us that are in Isaac Works, share your growth and remember that we're rooting for you. We believe that you can do this. We believe that you have the capacity to be everything that you can be as you put your foot on it. Apply the pressure and do the work. We're cheering you on and we wish you a very fantastic job hunting experience. Have a great day. Goodbye.